Fabrics play a very important role in sportswear. So, at times when you have to choose what is the right printing method, do you feel confused with regards MOQ, lead time, pricing? Hi, my name is Chetan Agarwal from Poderics Private Limited. Our company has been specializing in activewear fabrics since 2005 and catering to almost all international and domestic brands. So, today in this video, I thought of sharing the various 4 methods that are primarily used for printing in sportswear fabrics. As these fabrics are primarily poly spandex and nylon based, the printing methods and effectiveness varies from case to case. So today I'll be talking about the 4 main methods. Number 1, that is sublimation. Number 2, digital printing. Number 3, rotary printing. And number 4, emboss printing. So let me start with sublimation printing. Sublimation printing has changed the way sportswear apparel has been conceived. There is no limitation on the amount of colors, no limitation on the kind of pattern that you want. So you just think of it and you can print it. It's literally that easy, right? So sampling is not a challenge in this case, even if you want a few meters to be printed for you, or you have a small bulk or any kind of big bulk, everything is possible when it comes to sublimation printing. How it works is, first you print a paper, and using heat, that paper's ink is transferred onto the polyester fabric. So that affects working very well. The color sharpness, resolution comes out very nice, making it one of the most important choices for printing in sportswear fabrics. For an example, you can see now this bottom is made out of sublimation printed fabric. There is no limitation on the colors and patterns that you want. And the pricing also over time has come down drastically on this. Roughly from I would say 4 to 8 paisa per square inch, which effectively would translate to roughly about 60 to 90 rupees a meter for a 60-inch width fabric. One limitation in sublimation printing is, because the printing is done only on the surface of the fabric, sometimes when there is a white base that is used and you stretch the fabric, you can see some whiteness. Also on the stitches, sometimes some whiteness is being visible. So one of the solutions that we can offer for this particular problem is, you can dye the base fabric. Like in this case, you can see the base fabric has been dyed, and on top of the dyed base fabric, we have printed this. So on a case to case basis, we can do strike off for you and give you results as to what is the right result that you're getting for every color on sublimation. Second is digital printing. Now it's very similar to sublimation. The only difference is that in this case, the printing is done directly on the fabric, right? So there is a polyester fabric going into the machine, and then printing is being done on the fabric itself. Because of this, the ink penetration improves and the problem of whiteness is reduced, I would say. So there is not a very substantial difference, but there is, yes, a marginal difference in the amount of ink penetration and the whiteness that is shown. But because of the high cost of digital printing, sublimation printing has been more preferred and is more widely acceptable in the industry. The third printing I'm going to talk about is rotary printing. Now, rotary printing is one of the most traditional ways of printing and has been used across cotton and polyester industry. Simply, as you would know, for rotary printing, for every color that you require and based on the design, 1 roller has to be made. For example, if there's a 5 color combination, then we have to make 5 rollers. So because of this limitation of rotary printing, the MOQs go up. So typically we talk about 1000 kg MOQ for a rotary printing to be done as per buyer's design, unless you choose to pick up a design from the available patterns with the factory. Yeah, that may or may not be liked by you. So MOQ becomes a challenge in this case. Yes, at the same time, the costs are quite economical. Yeah, because once the roller is made, the printing is faster. So typically here you could look at something around, say, 35 to 55 rupees a meter kind of printing, depending on the quantities, plus the additional roller cost that you have to pay on a one-time basis. Strike off for sampling is possible, but sample yardages becomes difficult to achieve without getting the rollers, but strike offs can be done as per buyer requirement. And like in this case, you can see there's a dyed fabric and we've just done a single color roller printing on this. It's a rotary printing with a single color black. Second option is there where you can take multiple colors. Like in this case, you can see there's like a 3 to 4 color combination that we've used, and for these 4 colors, 4 different rollers would have been made in this case, right? But yes, at the same time, when this is a 4 color combination, the color combinations can be changed as per buyer requirement, as you require, and that can add to the variety. One challenge that we have in rotary printing is that wherever you have 2 colors merging, so there is a kind of thin line that is formed over there. So it's a very marginal thing, but still, yes, it is not as precise as the sublimation printing goodness that you get. The fourth printing technology I'm going to talk about is embossing. Now embossing is a technique which is again very specific to polyester and nylon fabrics. When we use, so in the case of embossing, you get a little wet kind of a look on the fabric. You see, you get a wet look on the fabric, which is also like a tone to tone printing. So there is no particular color being added on the fabric. In the case of emboss printing, simply a roller is being made as per the design requirement and with the help of heat. Now what the heat is doing, with the help of heat, the fabric is passed through the roller and the heated roller puts an impression on the fabric. Yeah, so polyester fabric would tend to kind of melt a little and that will leave an impression on the fabric. Now this also is a very unique way of printing, and in sportswear specifically, when you require a little subtle kind of a print, not a very bold or multicolor kind of print, it comes in very handy. So again here being because the roller is being required, because of the roller requirement, there is a certain MOQ for making the roller, and strike off cannot be provided in the case of emboss printing, right? But yes, available designs of rollers are available with us, and any kind of fabric. So across the 4 methods of printing that I talked about, you could choose from woven, knit, any kind of GSM, and all these combinations can be created into a range that is suitable for you. One or two more important things with respect to printing is that in case of printing, you can use a dyed fabric, you can use a white fabric, or you can use a RFD or a PFP, which is a prepared for printing or a ready for dyeing fabric, which will save a little cost for you compared to a dyed fabric. That is one. The pH value of the fabric is very important to be considered. If the pH value is not correct in the fabric, that will lead to color variations in the fabric, that will lead to not a very good impression on the fabric. So some of these aspects are very important to be taken care while giving any kind of printing job. Further, the amount of wastage in the sublimation printing, digital printing, the wastages are quite less. Maybe I would say maybe within 1 to 2%. Whereas in the case of a rotary printing or a emboss printing, that will vary from 3 to 5% of wastages, again depending on the quantity that you look for. So in a nutshell, I would like to say that sublimation printing has changed the way printing is being done on polyester fabrics for sportswear, particularly where you need a lot of designs, you need a lot of color options, and you need flexibility as well with respect to your designs. So we as a company at Positex have all these 4 printing options available with us, whether it is imported fabric or we have printing options in India itself now, wherein all these prints are being done as per buyer requirements, and we keep ready stocks as well in various options that our sales team would be interested to let you know if you require. So for any other printing requirements, please do post an inquiry to us or get in touch with our sales team, and we will be happy to help. Thank you.